everyone. It's great to see you all here on time. And I'd like to welcome you to our interactive session on Air Quality Management Trends 2023. Delegates, please be on mute to ensure that the session runs smoothly. We have a chat feature available for you to communicate with the panelists. If you have any questions for the panelists, please put them in Q&A box. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce Mr. Sarva Daman Singh. Mr. Singh is a waste management specialist and is also associated with air and water pollution control and monitoring. Coming with around 2 decades of experience in the field of environmental services, he has been part of Swachh Bharat Mission as head for more than 6 years. He is also a consultant to the Regional Center for Urban and Environmental Studies, established by Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, Government of India. He worked for 5 years as solid waste management specialist at SBM-Urban for the Urban Development Department Govt of Uttar Pradesh. Earlier, he was also associated with GE Energy and Ion Exchange Asia Pacific. Today, we are honored to have Mr. Singh as a guest speaker, as he will talk on air pollution mitigation at source. So, without further ado, let's welcome Mr. Singh.
Thank you, Krishna. Thanks for giving my brief introduction. And I'm honored to be here to be a part of this webinar. And I really thanks for giving me this opportunity to express my views. For air pollution control, first of all, if we think of air pollution in any city, we get in our mind that smoke coming from industries, that the smoke coming from automobile sector, vehicles, and we go for the immediate solution for shutting down the industries and switching the vehicles to the electric vehicles, right? But the scenario is totally different. It is, yes, it is a part of the air pollution being contributed to them in a city, but that what I have seen in last 10 years, and I must share my experience that what I've seen here in the city is because I was deeply involved, not only the managing the solid waste, but also the liquid waste. And I was the one who was handling all the legal compliances for the government to be presented in National Green Tribunal or Honorable Supreme Court or Honorable High. So I have been there that how people are managing their pollution in a city. So Darshana, should I start with the PPT right now?
Yes.
Okay, fine. So I'm just sharing my PPT is not much theoretical. It is moreover the pictorial, but just to give you all an idea about that, how the air pollution is terrifying us nowadays. Is it visible to all?
Yes.
So let's start with the key points for mitigating the air pollution at source. We need to find out that what are the major sources. Maybe sometimes it is minor also, but they contribute a lot into the air pollution in the city. So first thing I would tell, being a solid waste management specialist, that solid waste, the municipal solid waste coming out of our houses, our commercial places, or any premise present into the city that generates solid waste. And if it is not managed properly, then it leads to heavy air pollution into the city and in each and every area wherever it is present. Not only by burning, but yes, openly presence of solid waste in a city also emits the greenhouse gases. So first topic, I will talk about the solid waste management, properly how it should be done and what are the current scenario. Then second, I'll talk about the water what is present into the city. This may be a very new concept for most of the people because we think that the water bodies are just for to store the water for the water harvesting, but the study shows from WHO or you can refer many other tutorials, reference papers. They are saying that the water body also contributes into photosynthesis and they also utilize the carbon emitted into the city and they contribute to provide oxygen. So how to do that? I would also talk about this. Then the plantation, how an effective plantation and making the sidewalks proper in a city. How to do that, I'll talk about this also. Then if you come about the airborne dust from the road or vehicular movement, then the potholes are the biggest culprit. If we don't repair them properly, if we don't maintain the roads properly, then yes, definitely airborne dust comes and it directly goes to our lungs. Then obviously the traffic management, I'm not the expert of it, but yes, it is a major cause of air pollution if the traffic is not managed properly. So let's start with the solid-based management. I won't take more than 10 minutes to explain about all these topics. So let's start. I'll show you this scenario that we have been putting the community dustbin, these big container dustbin made of metals are called community dustbins, so that wherever the community present and where the services of door-to-door collection of waste is not present, that community people should come and pour their waste into these dustbins. But the actual scenario of these community dustbin has been like nobody puts the waste inside the dustbin. They put just nearby, and sometimes most of the places, if you see here, it is burned also. So why the waste is burned? Sometimes it gets burned automatically by its conditions or situations to get burned, but most of the time it is being burned by the lab users. How the right users are being utilized? Because utilize the burning of waste. I'll tell you here that a lady with a giant is burning the waste. She's not cooking the food. She is trying to get the valuable material out of the recyclable waste, which has been dumped at the site. So it's like rubber with the metal wire, or maybe you can say the electric cables and all. They simply burn it, and they throw the metal parts out of it. So it's a very general practice. So wherever you find a big open dump of waste and it is burning, so there is somebody behind it. You can see these kind of situations also. These all pictures are from India itself. I have not taken from Google. My phone is flooded with these kind of pictures, so I can share this. So these are the community dustbin and the improper waste management. There are more pictures. See, all like the group is involved in burning and recovering the material from the dump. This is a scenario of a municipality in Uttar Pradesh. I won't tell the name, but yes, definitely this is the main road to approach Ganga River from the city, and the waste is dumped on both the corner, very nearby to a body. The water of this drain directly goes to Ganga, and we were terrified because I've been traveled to different part of the state and to suggest them for the proper waste management. But this you can see, it is very nearby to habitation, and this all smoke, all waste burning, all pollution, it is directly going to the lungs of the people living nearby or in the city or whoever passes through it. You can see the people are living nearby. That's the same site that you can more pictures. Same site, dump nearby the river. For any city, if we assume that my topic was to mitigation at source, and it is, I'm telling you, not possible to do from the government, from the citizen, or from a community individually, but everybody has to contribute to mitigate these kind of pollution in a city. So for government, for individual, everyone have to participate to achieve the cleaner city, cleaner environment in the city. Let's say, if you say like, if you simply can do one thing, that pick the waste from every premise, wherever it is being generated in a city, and simply can transport to the designated dump site, then these all conditions in the city, which are the eyesores sometimes and not pleasant to see, can be easily removed. We have a scheme called Garbage Free City Star Rating Protocol. We have been running from the government of India. And that garbage free city doesn't mean that city should not generate the garbage. Garbage free city means that the garbage should not be visible at the place where it should not be visible. Like you can see this picture that underground dustbins, the new underground dustbins are installed, but the waste is not in those dustbins. So like it is good for ribbon cutting or making somebody local people popular that they have installed by their efforts or something. But definitely we need to make people aware to use them properly. So these are few sites on waste management. What we should do to manage the waste. Generally, what we do for a city like Lucknow, Kanpur, Moradabad, or Ghaziabad, the biggest city having population more than a million, you can say that authorities always go to cater the waste management in one go, like 100%. Like if the problem is 100%, you are going to start the fleet of picking up the waste all at a time. But we need to understand that for proper waste management, we need to designate the fleet of vehicles for different time slots for different kind of waste generators. Like say, if you collect the waste from a household at 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock in the morning, you cannot collect the same time slot cannot be allotted for the commercial places because commercial places are open at 11 and then after you can collect their waste. So it is just to strategize your door-to-door collection activities and without touching the ground after picking up from any premise without touching the ground, it should directly go to the dump site. Then you won't ever find the littering on roads. You won't find the heap of the garbages. You won't find the waste dumped into the drains. So this is about the waste management. Like for any air pollution, air polluted city, if you find that the people are doing survey, whether it is state or some other organization, they are collaborating with the pollution control board of the states or different states in India. They are doing survey and they are finding the garbage burning points, garbage vulnerable points, garbage burning points. So basically, those garbage vulnerable points and the garbage burning points are created when you don't pick up the garbage from the premise on time. People has to release their waste from their premise. They don't understand that responsibility doesn't lies within their premise only, but for the city also that it should be clean with their efforts. So individually, what we can do, we can come to the concerned authorities to manage their waste on time, so that you don't have to take your waste and dump it some on vacant plots or some valuable labor points. So we need to do that. Then second biggest source, the study says that if you don't pick up the waste from every household on time, and if you're not processing it, then there is a heap of garbages collected at the outer boundaries of the city. I can tell you, like in Lucknow, it is 1,800 tons per day, the waste is being generated. In Kanpur, it is almost 2,000 tons. Ghaziabad, almost 800 tons. Every day, we generate in urban area in a state, it is almost 20,000 tons per day. And if it is not processed, then can you imagine that what sort of mountains of garbage we are going to create? Yes, we are remediating these waste. I'll show you the some good study from the Meerut and Agra also. But these are the heap of the garbage. They generate a lot of greenhouse gases, and if not addressed properly, they are a real culprit of getting burned automatically because of the completion of the fire triangle. Fire triangle means that all three things necessary to generate a fire, like fuel, oxygen, and the matter. So the fuel for fire triangle, the methane gas works as a fuel. Oxygen is already present in the open atmosphere, and the matter, ideal or burnable matter present into the waste, they get easily burned. So controlling the fire into a bigger heap of garbage is very difficult, but remediating the any size of garbage heap is very easy. So what are those easy steps? I'll talk about those steps also. Central Pollution Control Board has issued a guideline of more than 80 pages on remediation of the legacy waste, bioremediation. National Mean Tribunal also has ordered in various original applications that we need to remediate the waste. Earlier, there was a practice like whatever the garbage dump was there was a mud capping practice. But in recent days, we have learned that in mud capping, it is not a proper solution because that decay of organic waste mixed with the idea of dumped at site, it is all the time it is going on, the process is going on. So the gases are regularly being emitted. You are capping it through mud. So at one point of time, they'll get burst. So it is only 4 steps, very easy steps. Whatever garbage dump you find, you need to poke it. You need to poke it to release the greenhouse gases and expose to atmosphere so that the decaying process of degradation of organic waste is fast. Second, once you poke it, you make windrows and then you spray a bioculture which works as a catalyst and not to just fasten the process of you know degradation of organic waste, but also if you spray the culture, you will remove the foul smell immediately, because that foul smell comes only through those gases which is being generated through the degradation of the organic waste. So spraying it bioculture is must. Why it is must? I'm telling you, a lot of companies are working in India for legacy waste remediation. It's a big business for many companies, but they are not using biocultures. The CPCB guideline also says that in second step, you must use biocultures, because legacy waste remediation is required to remove any kind of contamination into the leftover waste, which is inert or ideal. Means degradation of organic waste 100%. And that can be only done through bioculture spray. You need to spray it every week to 3 times, and you need to put your windrows for 5 weeks exposed to the sun. Then your waste is free from any hazard. It won't get fire, it won't have foul smell, it won't attract the flies or any animal, because it doesn't have anything further to be done naturally. Then in third, you need to repeat those things for 5 weeks. And at fourth step, you need to, yes, go for the machinery to screen out the digestive waste into different size. Generally, it was earlier done by 150, 100 mm, 50 mm, 35 mm, 16 mm. Now it is directly to be done by 35, 16, and any material less than 6 mm you find, it can be used as a good earth soil if it is digested through bioculture properly. This is a small video I've done very quickly. It's a ballistic separator. You can see it's a rather than having 4 different machines, it's a kind of a machine on top, a different size, then in between a different size. You can see that there are 3 openings. You can see 1 inlet and 3 openings in this machine. It's a grizzly filter kind of machine, and you find different fraction, different size of waste. So here you get the finest one. It's this is the downside named Kaveri in Mirror, and it had almost 3 lakhs tons of waste. I'll show you, you'll be amazed. First, I'll show you the diagram. This is the Kuber Site. The waste was spread over almost 72 acres of land. You know, let's say 72 acres of land on highway, how much value it has. But it was dumped. It was dumped because the garbage was dumped on it. You can see the before and after photos. Almost 9 lakh plus tons of waste has been remediated. Now, if you visit Kuberpur dump site, you won't find any waste. There's a beautiful landscaping has been done, plantation has been done. So this is all about like how the government and the private sector collaborating together and doing well. This is the Kaveri Dub Site for which I showed you the video. You can see that even the vegetation was there and there was nothing. You can see the boundaries. And now this is the afterward. You see the boundaries. The entrance of that site earlier in 2019, and now it is the current scenario. It is remediated completely. You see that all waste has gone and beautiful plantation has been done. So this is how we are changing by, and you know, earlier this dump was releasing the greenhouse gases. It was polluting the city, and now the whole area has a very good plantation. They are giving the oxygen to the citizens. So how the scenario get changed for the air pollution? So mitigation at source, first of all, the waste management is the key to manage properly. It is not only to picking the garbage from the household or any premise, it is also to process on time. It is not only to pick and making a new dump over there. Then second comes to water bodies. You know, we all know, I would say we all know that people can die while cleaning the sewer lines, you know, and people die while cleaning the sewer lines. We know why they get die, because there is a choking of water and gases. So when that choking of gases get released and they inhale, once they inhale and they are not alive even to exhale that gases, they die so fast. And they die so fast because of the closed sewer line they entered through manhole. Now just imagine, can you just travel from, I'll say one place that most of the people must have traveled. that from while entering, you come from UP while entering to Delhi. So from Noida onwards, you get a very foul smell in your car. You can't even stand by to any drain in your window. You cannot do that. Why? Because there is a stinky foul smell comes in, and you can't bear it to breathe. Right. So all these drains spread over the city in every corner, every main road, every place of the city. All these dirty drains are spread over. And these all dirty drains releases the greenhouse gases, very foul and stinky smells. These are the same gases who take the life of a person into the closed atmosphere and a sewer line. But here into the open atmosphere, the gases are diluted, so we don't die immediately. But if we keep on taking these bad smell, foul smells on regular basis, walking through the dirty drains or river or a pond or a lake, so we don't know how long we can live with these greenhouse gases being emitted all over the city through drains. So we need to cater also these things, because air pollution, whether it is worldwide, whether it is UNDP, whoever is working on this, they do not have any agenda to target about water bodies to be clean for the air pollution. I would say let's not the water body work for as an air filter, but whatever the greenhouse gases or foul smell of all gases are being generated through these dirty drains or ponds of lakes or rivers, they should be immediately stopped. And this is only because of the improper sewage management. That's another subject. It's a big subject. Few more pictures you can see. Waste is also dumped. So what we can do that simply in Europe also, it's a good practice that protected wetlands we can create over the drains, acanine and the water hyacinth, and there are many other species of the plants which can breathe the dirty water and they can make the water clean. So these all applications are already being done after the integration of the National Clean Tribunal to the governments, that any drain without treatment should not enter in any water body. And if you do not have any sewage treatment plant or any water treatment plant to treat those wastewater, you can say used water, by the time you plan any treatment plant to treat that water, you should go for the bio and phytoremediation. This is called phytoremediation. Where the plants intervene, it is phytoremediation. Phytoremediation is that culture was being spread to the waste to enhance the process of degradation of organic waste present into the solid. That same culture can be used to degrade the matter present into the wastewater also. So that is bioremediation. And once you introduce the plants, that is called phytoremediation. It's again a big subject to discuss. You can see these are the duckweed plants and these are the reed beds. Reed beds are like you won't see the water on top, but the water is flowing on the bottom of this reed bed, so that it get touched with the proper plants, the roots of the plants, and it is treated properly. So there won't be any foul smell or any hazardous heavy metals also. These water hyacinths are capable of taking any kind of hazardous or poisonous chemical or metals from the water. What we should do, we have a lot of water bodies which are not yet enclosed. We had a lot of water bodies. Out of those, almost 15 to 20% water bodies has been already enclosed, or more than 50% you can say are dirty or not rejuvenated. We can plan a water body in a city like this. But the challenge is, I would say the challenge of doing this is because you can clean the water body once, you are not able to stop the drains or the sewage coming into these water bodies to stop immediately. What you need to do, you need to prepare a treatment plant in a manner so that it doesn't look like nasty or it doesn't look like an eyesore. And all those drains coming to this treatment plant, they are releasing fresh and treated water to the pond. So that pond is also filled with water. So this is the potholes. You can say running on roads must have seen these kind of things. Potholes, I would say these potholes are actually filled up with some soil and then layered with the bitumen. Right. So there are certain technology in different countries, and now in India also, you can go to the Mumbai Municipal Corporation. They are using a material which lasts for even 5 years. Because the traditional practices, what we are doing for filling up a pothole, we take minimum 1 hour. we go and boil the bitumen, do the air pollution at site, we hold the traffic for longer time. And then even by doing these all activities, it is not even lasting for 3 months or 4 months. Once the rain comes, then next day the potholes are again bigger than their original size. So we need to go for fixing up these potholes, which are environmentally friendly solutions. So there are solutions which you simply pour into the water even, they will clog the pothole and it will be lasting for 3 to 5 years. So for air pollution, I must say that's it from my side. I would say we have been monitoring, we have been assessing, we have been getting the data, we have been proposing the remedies, but we are actually not encountering the original problems. Let's say you should not allow any city to start putting up any bigger infrastructure for anything if if that city is not qualifying to have the basic amenities or facilities or services uh, to mitigate the air pollution exposures, because without services making infrastructure have no value. So that's it from my side. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Singh, for taking up this topic and discussing the air pollution and elaborating on its mitigation.